What's up guys, it's Alfred and I'm back with another video. So for today's video, I'm going to be partnering up with Alipearl Hair to show you all how I got this sleek, long, black, straight middle part wig. So they sent me over 4 bundles and a 13x6 frontal. Y'all already know 13x6. Oh, we love her. So they sent me over 4 bundles of 22, 24, 26, and 26. And this is their body wave hair. I guess it's just their regular Brazilian body wave hair. And they sent me a 20-inch 13x6 lace frontal. So to start off, I bleached the knots already off camera. In my first hair tutorial that I posted on this channel, I showed you all how I bleached my knots and stuff. So you could just go over there and watch that video to get familiar on how I do that. So I'm just starting off by plucking the frontal, and this is the first frontal that I got that was pretty, you know, thick. So I had to put in a lot of effort and a lot of work to get it how it's looking like right there. Basically, I just plucked in front of the hairline and then I parted it and I just plucked some more, and I just kept repeating the same steps until I got my, you know, my desired look. This took me like, I want to say like an hour for each side, like 45 minutes for each side. So take your time with this. It is very tedious, even though I just sped everything up. It is not as easy as it looks. So now I'm just gonna start constructing the actual wig, and y'all, when I tell you I spent 2 hours watching videos on how to fucking sew a 13x6 frontal onto a wig, I actually had to hit up one of my friends who make wigs. So thank you, Jacob, for helping me out because a bitch was struggling. So I didn't show you all how. Look at this. This is me going through it, bitch. I was going through it. But eventually I found out how to sew it on, and basically I had to cut off like an inch from each side so it could fit onto the actual cap, because that frontal is big as hell, y'all. So now I'm just gonna start sewing on the bundles. So now I'm just gonna sew back and forth, and I'm not gonna flip my bundles. Like when I'm doing sew-ins, I usually just, you know, flip the bundles so it won't be shedding and stuff like that. For a wig, I'm actually gonna cut the end of each track so that it won't be bumpy, and I want this to lay very, very, very flat, since it is, you know, a sleek, long, black middle part. I don't want any bumps. I want it to look very natural. So basically what I did was create a knot at the end of the thread, and I just took the needle through the cap and through the knot at the end of the thread and just looped that together, and then I took the needle through the actual weft of the bundle, and then I just looped the thread around the needle like 3 or 4 times just to create a knot, and I just pulled it through. Hopefully y'all got that. And then I just pulled it through, and I just repeated this around the whole head with all 4 of the bundles. Well, actually I only used 3 of the bundles out of the 4 because I couldn't fit all 3 of the bundles on here. I couldn't fit all 4 of the bundles. I could have if I really wanted to, but it was full enough. I liked how it came out, and I have an extra bundle of hair, so that's fine. So I'm just gonna keep repeating this step around the whole head until I get to the top. Now at the top, I'm just gonna take it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Y'all will see once I get to the top after I finish all of these bundles. And also I'm doubling up the wefts so that the track can be thicker and I can fit more of hair onto the actual wig. So I'm doubling up the wefts, but I'm not gonna flip it over, because if I flip it, then it's gonna be, you know, 4 single wefts on top of each other, and that's gonna be thick as hell. So when I get to the end, I'm just gonna cut off the thread, and then I'm gonna make 3 little knots, just tie it 3 times, and then I'm gonna cut that off. 3? Come on boy, you got it. And cut that off, and then I'm gonna cut off the actual weft. So now that I have made it to the top, I'm gonna sew the tracks back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, like how you see in my hand motions, like I mentioned earlier. And now I'm gonna only do single wefts instead of double wefts at the top and of the crown of the hair. A bitch can't talk. I'm only gonna do single wefts because I don't want it to be so thick at the top, because I don't want it to be so bumpy looking, and I want everything to lay very, very, very flat on my head. So that's why I'm only gonna do single wefts, and I'm also gonna cut these. I'm not gonna fold them either. So now that the wig is made, whew, girl, I commend all wig makers out there. Y'all don't get enough credit for your job. That is a task, bitch, okay? So now I'm just gonna start flat iron the hair, and I'm just taking some, I think it was Chi flat ironing spray or Iron Guard or something like that. It's my sister, she had it for like 4 years, I don't know, just something to protect the hair so it won't be fried after and everything. And I actually had to go over the hair a couple times because my flat iron is actually ass, so I had to use another one. So it's not the quality of the hair, it's just my flat iron, so that's why you see me going over it so many times. But when I get to the top, I'm actually going to start high combing the root so that the root could actually lay very flat, because if you just go over it with a flat iron, you're not really getting the root, and the root actually isn't laying as flat as it can be and flush onto your hair and onto your scalp. So that's why I choose to use a high comb, and they're not that expensive. They're like $15 at the beauty supply or like Walmart or something. So I always say this in all of my videos: invest in a high comb. It's the best thing to lace fronts, bitch. Invest, invest, invest. And as you see, I switched my flat iron because the other one was just ass, and you see that just one pass through and it's good. So now I'm just gonna repeat all of these steps along the whole frontal, and then we are done with the styling. So now that I have my wig cap all glued down, I have videos on how I glue down my wig cap. Just look at my previous hair tutorials. This is the black opal powder foundation, if anyone was wondering. It's very good. Now I'm just gonna plop on my wig and see if I need to adjust my wig cap or anything, like cut some off, glue some down some more. Also, I'm gonna use this time to actually go and see on my frontal if I need to pluck anywhere else, like in the front of the hairline. I needed to pluck some more, but I didn't include that. But I needed to pluck some more, so I just went ahead and did that before I actually glued it down. So after I glued my hair down, I just tied it up with the tail of the do-rag. I showed you all how to do this in my other previous hair tutorials as well. So now I'm just gonna flat iron it a little bit more, like the bottom, because that's where I used the first flat iron, and the first flat iron was ass. So I'm just gonna pass through that a little more, and then wow. And then I'm just gonna take off the tail of my do-rag, like my little scarf, and boom, she is melted. She is there. And now I'm just gonna like release the hair from the foam, because the foam kind of, you know, hardens it. So I just released it by just running my comb through it. And now I'm gonna take my hot comb to, you know, flatten everything down and just make sure everything is flush to my scalp, and do the same thing on the other side. And I think we're done. Oh, I'm gonna take some BioSilk. Right, not done. I'm gonna take some BioSilk just to give it some shine. Also, it's just gonna help make the hair very flowy and smell good, and just all of the above, just make it better. But you can honestly take any like oil sheen or anything just to give it shine and make it look more natural. And then after this, I'm just gonna take some grease so that I can lay down the flyaways, because y'all already know the flyaways on a frontal, those be a motherfucking bitch, and she just be ruining the whole entire look. And I'm just gonna lay this down with a hard brush, like a hard bristle brush, like something very hard, so that it could actually melt down the flyaways. And then I think I'm done. So this is the end of the video. If you all enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't already, follow me on my Instagram and my Twitter. They're both Alfred the 3rd. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, bitch!